Okay, so warm up. It says back on the treadmill again. While training for a race, Andre's dad ran 12 miles in 75 minutes on a treadmill. If he runs at this rate, one, how long would it take him to run 8 miles? And two, how far could he run in 30 minutes? All right, you have 4 minutes. Go. Stand up if you finish before the timer goes off. You're not working together, you're working independently. All right, have a seat. It is okay if you are not done, but we are going to talk about the process in which you went to possibly. Oh Lord, y'all keep letting me forget to do the essential question. What? We'll do it after this. So how many of you guys found essentially the unit rate of how long it took them to run 1 mile and then went that route. Okay, and what I mean by that is you set it up as 75 minutes for 12 miles. You found out how much for 1 mile. Which was what, 6 and 2,500?
Yeah.
Because you're dividing by 12. Dividing by 12, do not interrupt me in teaching. All right, and then, what did you do from here? What did you do from here, Mason?
I multiplied by 8 to get.
Right, because we have to find out how much for 8 miles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you get?
50 minutes.
How many?
50 minutes.
50 minutes? Where's minutes? Yes, 50 minutes, sorry. All right, so that is one way. Is that the only way?
No.
No. What you should end up with, regardless though, is that it takes 50 minutes for 8 miles. Okay, how many of us got that one right? Okay, how many of us did a different strategy? And that's okay, that's fine, I'm okay with that. You do not have to use this strategy if you don't want to. Okay, I want to make sure you guys understand that. All right, so now it says how far can he run in 30 minutes. So how is this one different from the first one? Cooper.
We're talking about like minutes instead of miles.
Okay, so how does that make it different though? Like setup wise.
Well, I didn't get that far.
You didn't get that far? Okay. So essentially this one we found per mile first, right? So the next one we actually have to find per what?
Minute.
Per minute. So when you set it up, you're going to do 12 miles in 75 minutes, and you have to find out how much for 1 minute. So you're obviously going to do what? How do you go from 75 to 1?
Divide by 75.
Divide by 75 for both of them. Are we allowed to divide a smaller number by a bigger number?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you positive?
Yes.
All right. Huh? What?
I said I think.
Yeah,
She
you're
legit
allowed.
put us like yesterday.
You're allowed to do that. All right, so when you do that, did anybody do this?
I did.
All right, what'd you get, Jackson?
I got .16.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 0.16 miles per 1 minute. So then what do we do with this information? Brock?
Multiply by 3.
So again, you're multiplying it by whatever that is. So 30. And then Brock, what did you end up with?
4.8.
4 and 8 miles.
Yeah.
Again, not the only way, but it's one way. All right, give me a thumbs up when you have this copy down. Make sure that you guys have the right answers at least, please. Maybe. You should not be on your iPad, so get off of it, please. All right, so 8.2, picnics on the rail trail. You are doing all of this with your groups. So 1 through 5 is going to be nothing but group work. We are going to read this little tidbit together, and we're going to talk about number 2, just so you guys know the expectations. So everybody put your pencils down so that I know you're listening. iPad should be put down off your tables. So if your iPad is still on your table, please put it on the floor and go bag something. All right. So this is your scenario situation, whatever you want to call it. So Kieran and Claire live 24 miles away from each other along a rail trail. One Saturday, the two friends started walking towards each other along the trail at 8 a.m. with a plan to have a picnic when they met. Kieran walks at a speed of 3 miles per hour while Claire walks 3 4/10 miles per hour. So what is their rate? Does it give you their rate? Let me ask that. It gives you both of their rates. That's going to be important. All right, you're going to use this information. You're going to use this information. You're going to answer number 1. Slide over to number 2. Number 2 says, make a table showing how far apart the two friends are after 0 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, and 3 hours. This is not an option. You have to make a table. Okay, so you can make one long ways, so you have a little bit more room. You can make one this way, over here. I don't really care, but you gotta make a table. That is not an option. All right, then you're doing 3, 4, and 5. If you get stuck, do your best to work together to figure this out. Some of this is gonna be super easy. Some of this is not. It's going to make you think a little bit. Why is your pencil in your hand? Pretty sure I said put all pencils down so I know we're listening, right? I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do this. Any questions before you get started? All right, go ahead.
I'm doing a long race. Okay, guys, we're not doing the table yet.
Wow.
I know you're right. So, converting the hours per minute.
What are we doing right now? What are we doing right now? What are we doing right now?
Hey, if you weren't writing well, you're working together to answer questions one per hour.
I know, but I just want to know what question am I like thinking.
Everybody should be on question number 1, because you're all working together.
See?
Guys, this is not a you do 1, you do 2, you do 3. No, you are working together.
The answer is just. That's per minute. Well, not you converted hours. Because that's like per minute. We're doing is asking how far will it after 1 hour. So the answer will be 3 miles.
No, yeah, they.
How far?
So it's 24. Oh, yeah, 24 miles. What is this? No, add that.
17.6 miles.
Yeah, okay, so on a number, there's all the same speed. Like in 6. One's walking faster than the other, so one's going to get So I added 3 miles.
No, we're supposed to be using all of the team.
Because each hour, each hour is subtract.
Each hour for Kieran is 3 miles. And for Claire,
Because every time we
so
so in
after
1
an hour,
hour,
it would be 0.4 minus 3.
so it'll be 0.4.
He's ignoring us still. Yes, you do.
Well, right now it's 3 versus 1.
Yes, you do. Let's just figure out how far the how because one goes faster. And you put the speeds together. That's subtracted from how far.
You're overthinking. For each hour.
3 miles per hour. 4 miles per hour. Claire walks that much per hour. Kieran walks 30 miles per hour. Hour after 1 hour.
A mile away. just started walking for 1 hour. It's 24 miles away. 9 kilometers. Oh my god. I don't talk. How is it be 4 mile away from the You trying to be funny right now?
No. It's 0.4 because if we minus 0.4 by 3.
What do you mean it's a trick question?
You're overthinking.
After 1 hour, going out.
After they finish in an hour, they'll be 0.4.
No, look, they're 24 miles away.
Yes, that is. After 1 hour, they're going to be 0.4 miles
If
apart.
they have,
No, that's not the problem.
if they're 24
After 1 hour.
Yeah, 3 miles per hour.
Apart.
how would they find it?
Yeah, 0.4 miles.
Dude, can't answer questions. He gave it to me.
You are overthinking it.
You have to help.
Don't call people dumb. That is very dumb.
Every time we try to
It's because I did it backwards.
we ignore. Okay, now for 2.
Now for 2.
Stand for 1 second. This is the most god-awful conversation I have ever heard in my entire life. Not from this side of the room. Not from that part, but this part.
I know.
Stop. It's absolutely disrespectful and it's not acceptable. You are 100% allowed to disagree with each other, but you are not to be mean, rude, or disrespectful to each other. If you can't, don't work together. Everybody will work on their own, and we will take a 4th grade. Figure it out or not. You guys have 4 minutes.
I disagree with you in a nice way.
After 1 hour, after the 1 hour is completed, Kieran is walking 3 miles and Claire's walking 3.4. After 1 hour, so if you do the subtraction, it will be clear.
Hour 0, they're on just
It's
7.6.
6.4 per. I respectfully disagree because
Number
Claire.
1 is 72.
No.
I mean, 17.
It's not per minute.
What about 3 hours? What about 3 hours?
Per hour. Each hour. After each hour, they lost. They eat 3.4 and 3 miles.
What time is your first meeting? I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. So, hour 1, there's 2.6. Hour 0 is cool. Hour 2 is 11.
Okay, hour 43. No. Yeah, I'm on 30 right now.
Hour 3 is 4.8.
Are y'all getting
I'll check.
No, no.
Can I
subtracted by that number, how much? How many? I did the math. What math? Is there a? Look, 3.4. That's how I'm adding this. You're asking how many miles
You
an hour.
read 3 miles per hour.
Thank you. Thank the Lord.
Okay, what's it has to be
You're wrong.
Don't break me down. Guys, are y'all done for three?
No, if you say if we do it by ourselves, we can take it out.
Okay. At one time, was it two friends So, what did we do? Wait, hold on.
We just divide 3 by 3, 4, and then 3.4 by 2. Okay. Divide it.
5 swap.
Yeah, both.
I forgot how to divide.
It's the same as you say to my job. She is correct. I think she
When you think
Alright, we're gonna do check-in real quick. Hopefully we have at least number 1 and number 2 done.
yeah, I have. Yep.
Put your pencils down. Alright, number 1. After 1 hour, how far apart are they? Alright, so raise your hand. Kaylee. And how did you figure, come on. How did you figure that out?
I took the number and added them together and then subtracted that from 24.
So you did this, you got 6 4/10, and then you did, 24 minus 6 4/10,
Yeah.
and you ended up with 17 6/10. Okay, that is correct. There are 17 6/10 miles. Get out now. I've already had to talk to the group once. Both of you get out. Get up and get out now. All right, so that is your answer for number 1. Thumbs up if you got that one correct. That's great. Everyone got it right. So then the rest of the problem should have been really easy. All right, so let's slide over to our chart. So I don't really care which way you did, like I said. You should have a time side and a distance side. And don't judge me, I don't know how to space my lines out. All right, so with 0 hours just starting out, what's their distance? Ethan?
24 miles.
24. All right, so then 1 hour in, what is their distance? Michaela?
17.6.
And what did you do, Michaela, to figure that out?
Well, technically, I just looked at the problem before that, and I did the same strategy that Kaylee did for
So you just started subtracting 6 4/10.
From each one.
All right, after 2 hours, River,
We got 11.2.
and how did you figure that out?
We took 17.6 and subtracted it by 6.4.
Okay, and then hour number 3, what did, excuse me, what did we get, Gabriel?
Got 4.8.
Okay, so essentially your rate is decreasing by what?
6.4.
So 6 4/10 per hour, okay? All right, so number 3, it says, at what time will the 2 friends meet and have their lunch? So even if you're not sure, or you were in the process of solving this problem, this should help you out. What time did they start?
8.
They started at 8, and our chart went to how many hours? 3 hours. All right, so that already tells you it's going to be 11. But is it gonna be before 11 or after 11, and how do you know? How do you know? So there's 4.8 miles left, and they're walking at a rate of 6 and 4/10. Okay? So what time do they meet there? 11:40 or 45? Yeah, 11:45 a.m. All right, how many of you guys got to number 4? All right, so I'm gonna give you for number 4 and number 5. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. If you finish before the time goes off, the timer goes off, stand up and wait quietly.
So how do we do this? Number 4 is like, that means if, I don't know anymore. That means if there's somebody
If I walk 3
someone
miles
is
per
walking,
hour towards you,
that means if like,
and
if
walk
she's walking,
4 hours,
that means if
towards
she,
me, it is
she has a rate of, she has a rate, she
He should get there at the same exact time that they
okay, ready guys? Okay, I finished. Here's my answer. That she means if she's at a rate of 6 miles per hour, it will be the same as if one of them walked at 4 miles per hour. And the other walked at.
Okay, say that slower. So I have. She means if she was at a rate of 6
He understands it. He understands.
he means that if they put and he said they should get there the same time. He should get there the same time. They were.
What? You should get there, they run away. Yeah.
If he means that if he has a rate of 6 understands no, it will be the same as if one of them walked at 3 miles per hour and the other one walked at 3. Yes, and yes, yes. Okay, listen. He means as if he would have a rate. If he has a rate of 6.4 miles per hour,
Again, this time Aaron jogging and Claire is walking at 5 miles per hour. They meet at
she means right through.
10:30 a.m. How fast was Kieran Jack jogging?
It will be the same as if one of them walked. Okay, listen. It will be the same.
So,
Alright, let's go ahead and go over number 4. So, lots of interesting things. Cooper, you guys said you tried something. What'd you come up with?
But it didn't work.
It didn't? Well, what's your answer for number 4? Well, hold on. Let's read number 4 first. It says, Kyron says, if I walk 3 miles per hour towards you and you walk 3 4/10 miles per hour towards me, it's the same as if you stay put and I jog 6 4/10 miles per hour. What do you think he means by this? Is he correct? Alright, so what'd you guys say?
He is correct, and he means that because every hour 6.4 miles increases, it doesn't really matter, like, as long as one of them goes 6.4 miles.
Okay, so he is correct with that aspect of it. Will they still meet at the same time?
Yes.
Will they meet in the same place?
No.
Why not?
Because he's going straight.
Haley?
If Claire's staying put, he's the only one who's moving.
And all of this is happening due to the fact that he is still doing what? What is still happening, whether she stays, he stays, whatever. Christian?
There's still 6.4 miles still being moved. There's traffic from the
So they're still moving at that 6 4/10 miles per hour. Alright, so number 5 says several months later, they both set out at 8 o'clock. This time Kieran ran and Claire still walked at 3 4/10 miles per hour. This time they met at 10:30. How fast was Kieran jogging? Alright, Christian, what did you guys come up with?
So we found out 6.2 miles per hour.
How'd you figure it out?
So what we did was we took Claire of 3.4 miles, and well, first we found out that I'll forget the process. Okay, so they meet at 10. So they meet at 10:30. So, but even though hour 3, that would be 11, which so we would get between hour 2 and hour 3. So we would have a 30. So then, when it was 2.5 hours, which is 2.5, we multiply 53.4 times 2.5, which will equal 2.5 miles per hour. And then we get, and we subtract that from the total distance, which will equal 15.5 miles. Then we divide that by 2.5.
Okay, you're confusing me and I kind of like trailed off. You are correct. Like, you're right and your process is right. It's the easiest way to solve this problem. You essentially determined that 8 to 10:30 is 2.5 hours, right? Then you multiply that by 3 4/10. Why?
We multiply by, we multiply by 3 4/10 because we need to know Claire's speed. And since we know her speed, we can find out how many,
No.
so we found out that it's 2.5 hours. So then we get her speed and multiply by the 2.5 hours because she makes 3.4 miles every hour.
Yes. Alright, so that's one way. Did anybody else, essentially your answer is 6 and 2 tenths. Let me write that before I forget. Miles per hour. Did anybody else find another way?
So I didn't complete the problem, but I want to see if this is a way that I could do it. Couldn't you do like to see how much Claire ran, and then you just like you like subtract it from the total, which obviously you have to find the total first.
What is the total?
6.2.
24.
I mean 24. My bad. I'm sorry. That's right. So we have to subtract it by the total. And so what we do was 3.4 times 2, and then divide 3.4 by 2.
Doing too much? Doing too much.
Well, to find how much is a half hour. and then add
You
it.
know how much is a half hour?
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, you have to find out how much half of 3.4 is to get half the hour. Because 3.4 is 1 hour.
Right. Well, no, technically 6 and 4 tenths is 1 hour. Because that's the distance that's being closed. So, this is the way, like, you guys, you're thinking way out here. I'm going to keep it simple. That's how I did it. That was my thought process. I'm like, what is the easiest way to do this? Because it's 2.5 hours. It's right there. So I took the total, divided it by 2.5 hours, then I subtracted the 3 and 4 tenths. Guys, math is simple. Make it simple.
It really is.
Alright, I don't care how you found it. As long as you get 6 and 2 tenths, you can be the most intelligent person in this room, which means you are smarter than me, and I'm okay with that. Like 100%, you can be smarter than me and find the most complex way as long as you understand. Does that make sense? Like, I'm never going to be like, no, you can't do it that way. You do it your way. I wasn't understanding Christians. Like, you were on the right track, and but I'm a visual person too. I'll come look at it once you guys get on to the next one. Alright, so flip your paper over. This should be easier than the last one. So 8 and 3 tenths. Or 8.3. 8 and 3 tenths. I'm thinking about this. Sorry. Swimming and biking. So your situation is Jada bikes 2 miles in 12 minutes. Jada's cousin swims 1 mile in 24 minutes. Who is moving faster? How much faster? 2 says one day Jada and her cousin line up on the end of a swimming pier on the edge of a lake. At the same time, they start swimming and biking in opposite directions. A, how far apart will they finish? And, sorry, I can't read. How far apart will they be after 15 minutes? And then how long will it take them to be 5 miles apart? All right, working together, go.
I'm just gonna divide both of them by 20. I was just joking. 8 miles. 18 miles.
Yeah, it's 18.
So Jada's going faster.
And if you divide this by 3, you get 18.
Because wait,
That's what I thought, but I was like,
how do you get 18?
Divide, look, job and fight. And
Oh! Well, divided by 2, and then she might go on it double.
Just like split the miles in 2, and then get 12 plus 12 is 24, and then 24 plus 24 is 48, and then you divide that by 3, you get 18. So we're thinking Jason's way.
yeah.
And Jason's way is working for me. I am now in Jason's way.
Jada
How far was it after the
That's not asking for miles, it's asking for minutes. How many minutes? An hour and a half.
18 and miles.
Right?
Miles.
No, minutes.
I know. I don't know how many minutes he was faster. Like,
Faster by like
how do you know? Okay, so do I just divide like this?
you're right, yeah.
I divide like that.
So one says 2 miles. I got like 2.
What?
And then you get 1 mile. And then in 50.
Oh wait, for Jada is running 6 miles. I mean, wait, 6 minutes per mile. So that means
Let's do because I told you miles per minute. Miles per minute. We already have miles. We do. Where? Like times.
how is your mom 65? So that means it would be yeah, it's 2.7.
I can barely see your nose. I can see your nose.
Yeah, because if you yeah.
We have to divide 2 by 12. So how do we get 21, 21, 21, 21?
I don't see a 2.78 anywhere on here. I don't even understand what's going I think they're in their separate groups. How do you get A's? Just
I got 16. I got 16 if the remainder is 8. Makes sense.
Where'd you get
I
I'm trying to figure out the rate in 15 minutes, and I came up with the rate.
You're on the right track.
Wait, so
Oh.
so like 4 miles and then 24 minutes. Just do that 8 minutes so they can understand.
Okay, now I see where they're
If we minus that by 1.5, then you get. Because if you minus it,
maybe like the board because you might divide by 2. But I understand.
no.
You can only make 2 decimals. I mean, you can only make 2 decimals.
You don't think so? Sure about that.
Wait, you can add infinite decimals while dividing. It would just be like an infinite loop.
You're down.
It would be an infinite loop.
I heard like 3 different math.
Gave me part of his brain until I ate it. Yeah.
No. I one word. It's fine. It's fine. Your answer is
Alright guys, quiet down, let's go over this. Alright, so first and foremost, I think everybody did get this part right. Who is faster? Alright, the question then becomes, stop squeaking your chair. How much faster? So let's see what we're brought to the table. Alexa. That doesn't tell me. I need an amount of time. 4 times faster doesn't tell me. Like that tells me nothing. Okay? Jack.
4 times faster in 24 minutes.
That still doesn't tell me anything. That tells me nothing. Haley.
She's 18 minutes faster.
Okay, how many of you guys came up with 18 minutes? Okay, did anybody come up with something different? Question, what did you come up with?
3 more miles per hour.
That doesn't tell me anything. I mean, I see what you're saying, but is it 3 more, so you're saying she's 15 minutes faster? Because that wouldn't make sense.
No, she can do more miles, and she can do 3 more miles in the same amount of time that,
Right, but, so then she's going 5 miles for 12 minutes. So even though you're saying she's, however many, I need a specific time. So Joseph, I am gonna ask you. You said something about 15. Because 18 is not right. I'll let you know that. 18 is not right. So you said something about 15. How did you even get to 15? Did you say something about 15?
That was one. No, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, okay. So nobody had, what do you have?
I'm gonna be honest. I feel kind of goofy, but I thought it was 0.875.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with 8. So if you're going,
8.75.
that's very close. Very close.
Because what I did, I just kept dividing by. So since sorry, I guess it's 8.5, but
No.
oh, okay, never mind. But okay, so I kept dividing by 2. So
Why'd you divide by 2?
so that was just like the easiest number to divide by.
So you just picked a random number. There's
Well,
no-
no, because
Stop, y'all.
since it was also since Jada also did 2 miles in 12 minutes, I just divided by 2. So I got 1 for 6 minutes, and then I divided by 2 again to get like point. Wait, hold on. 0.5, I think. Wait, hold on, let me do my.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the answer.
Oh, that's why I did not get the answer right. Because I said 0.5 equals 12. When it was 6 equals 12.
No, it still wouldn't have been right.
Oh, still not. Seven and a half. Oh, I was close.
So she is 7.5 minutes faster. You will get extra credit if you can figure out how. Last time y'all cheated. I'm supposed to tell you. Guys, we're not done and you still have a cool down, so stop talking. What?
Can you put the answer in Canvas that way we can figure it out?
It's right there. I
No,
just gave you the
but I
answer.
mean, like working it out.
Nope.
No.
I learned my lesson the last time I did that because I sent your parents the.
My mom actually didn't tell me.
I'll wait. So no, you have to figure it out on your own. I gave you the answer. All right. So 2A. What is our answer for that one? Did anybody even get that far?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you get?
Me? Oh, we got 3 and 1/8 miles.
So 3 1/8 miles is the answer for A, and then for B, what'd you get?
2.4 for A.
Nope. Nope. What'd you get, Cooper?
24 minutes.
24 minutes. All right. Excuse me. So your extra credit is here. If you get it, send me a picture of it in my email. You have till tomorrow to figure it out.
Wait, like tomorrow after school, or by the time we get to your class?
Like by the time you get to my class. I either have to have an email from you or you have to show me something. Please glue your paper in. Here's your cool down. When you're finished with your cool down, please work on a math or make a word. Do not talk.